Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. We have seen in the last couple of days Jerome Powell of the Fed speaking about how Trump's tariffs could jeopardize the Fed's inflation and unemployment targets. So, the Federal Reserve Chair, which is of course Jerome Powell, has warned that US President Trump's tariffs will likely cause a temporary rise in inflation and unemployment rates as the central bank works towards keeping both figures under control. And of course, this is something which is not really a surprise to anybody. We're already seeing the effects of this come into play, as we have seen a lot of different businesses struggle with the impacts from tariffs. First though, let's have a look at the lower growth inflation rates as well across Europe despite the tariff pause. Essentially, President Trump's decision to pause the implementation of country-specific reciprocal tariffs provided relief to European economies, but the outlook has weakened, along with several other dimensions since early April. So things are just becoming a bit worse, right? And economists update their forecasts for growth, inflation, and monetary policies, all factoring in the updates related to this situation, right? It's shaking the markets in massive ways all around the world. Obviously, with the reciprocal tariffs, as they're being called, other countries are going to be impacted, other countries are going to be affected. And not only is it impacting the US, we're now seeing forecasts in Europe which essentially indicate a more negative impacts, right? Higher inflation, potentially higher employment, just like higher unemployment, just like what we could be seeing across the US. Now, let's have a look at some specific cases, right? We know that chocolate prices are surging amongst the tariffs. The price of cocoa, obviously chocolate's main ingredient, has been climbing over the past couple of years, but the actual tariffs are going to keep these prices high, if not obviously drive them even higher. Now, tariff inflation, or perhaps chocolate inflation I should say, in the US appears to have been a problem for quite some time, but it seems to be just getting worse and worse. And yet again, it's no surprise that tariffs are not going to be helping this on imported goods. Also, we are seeing Ford's memo warning dealers about price hike in the wake of tariffs. Ford has warned that vehicle prices could increase and it will be inevitable if a current tariff regime remains in place. In a memo to dealers, reported first by Automotive News and seen by Reuters, Ford executive Andrew Frick writes that in the absence of any policy changes, we anticipate the need to make vehicle pricing adjustments in the future, which we expected will happen with May production. So what do you expect, right? This is obviously going to happen. Again, the adjustments of tariffs or the adjustments of production lines, it's going to force companies like Ford and others and specific industries to put their prices up. If things need to be made in the US, if there's going to be tariffs, obviously prices are going to increase. What do you expect, right? If companies are going to be importing stuff, what are they supposed to do? Are they going to actually absorb all that loss, that cost of tariffs, or are they going to have to pass it on to consumers? Well, likely we are seeing the second one happen. So is it any wonder that we are looking at potentially higher inflation targets as prices do get pushed up? And you know, it's not just Ford, we are seeing the broader automotive industry potentially facing some major issues here. If we have a look across the board, when we can see this, you guys will see, we're looking at Volvo facing some issues, General Motors facing some issues. A lot of this does relate back to the tariffs. This is the sort of thing that you're going to have to expect to see going on more, right? As, well, there's a lot that needs to be adjusted, factoring in changes. And again, if this does go into effect in the current way it is, the impact it could have on Ford could be crazy. The impact it could have on all of these automakers could be crazy. So of course, it's no wonder that we see companies like Ford issue these warnings. It's probably likely that we're going to see prices continue to rise. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, guys.